How are you doing? This is Life with Marlene, and I am your Florida vlogger. Thank you so much, everybody, for supporting me in this channel. Today, on Wednesday, I couldn't think of a kind of like cute little title. I thought about calling it something Wednesday or whatever, but I said I was just gonna go with what I wanted to talk to you guys about, and that definitely was that you can smile through your trials. You can smile through whatever it is that you're going through. And sometimes people feel that when you're smiling, that you're problem free, or you're smiling because you have it all figured out. And that's one of the best things about life that people don't understand is that you smile because you're still here. And anybody who knows that part. When you go through something in your life, you're smiling because you're still here and you didn't give up. And those who have ever been through some really deep, dark things in your life know what I'm talking about when I say that. Sometimes you have to smile to keep yourself from crying. And the smile doesn't mean that you're going to escape from problems or trials, but you're giving yourself the opportunity to say, whatever happens, come what may, whatever people are doing or saying, I choose to look at my life in the brighter side of things. And I'm not going to sit here on no social media and say to you all that I feel like smiling all the time, because I don't. Uh, the majority of the times, first I have to remind myself that I deserve to smile because I have been through things. And I know that many of my GEMS family, you are currently going through something, or you have gone through a lot of things. And the last thing that you feel like doing within a trial is to smile, is to have a positive outlook, because let's be honest, in a trial, in your storm, it does not feel like there's anything to smile about, there's anything to be happy about. But in every situation, it's all about our mindset, it's our focus, and what you let your mind rest on. If you tell yourself that you're in a terrible situation, that is the mindset that you're going to have. But when you tell yourself, I'm going through this and there's something in this that I'm supposed to learn, and what is it? And let yourself be open to that. I had to really let myself be open to the possibilities of how I can grow in this situation. You know, going through grief, going through certain situations, struggling financially, going through a lot of stuff. And I know that I'm not the only one. I know that many of my GEMS family go through things, and maybe right now in your life, you're going through a situation where you just feel like throwing your hands up in the air and say, what is it worth? Why even try? Because nothing is working. When the actuality of it is things are falling into place for you. And I will tell you all what I mean by that. When you're in this trial and this season where you don't know what's going to happen from one moment to the next. You don't know how you're going to pay the next bill. You don't know how you're going to be able to carry the weight that is on your head and your heart, right? But at the same time, you're still here. You're here for a reason. And you have to ask yourself, what am I growing in this situation? Have you found newfound strength and courage? That's definitely something to smile about, everybody. It's definitely something to smile about, because we feel sometimes that what you're enduring, whatever your trial is, you feel like it's bigger than you and there's no way you're going to be able to make it through. But every moment, every day, you prove that to be a lie. And that's immediately something to smile about, because even though the odds may be against you, even though people may have laughed at you, abandoned you, backstabbed you, but you're still here. And that's something that I smile about every single day. The haters, the naysayers, the jealous people, the people who made your life miserable, the people who talked about you, whether behind your back or in front of your face, they didn't break you. And that is definitely something to smile about, because you don't want to walk around with your head hanging down. No, raise your head erect and believe in yourself. Even when you don't know your next move, believe in yourself. We're stronger than we think, we're stronger than we know, and we have to speak that over our own life. You have to encourage your own self, and it's nobody else's responsibility to make us happy but us. That's a mindset thing. It's an awareness. Your life is never going to be perfect, but you have to choose to see the good things in your life and let your mind align with that. My life isn't perfect, but I have this and this. I have been through this and this, and I'm still here. And that's every time when I remind myself of that, of my trials, of when I didn't think I could make it and I did make it. That's the time where you got to give yourself a high five, give yourself a pat on the back, and celebrate yourself. And I want to say that to every single one of you. There's been so many times where I wanted to give up in my life. I wanted to throw in the towel. I wanted to believe what other people are saying. Yes, this is too hard. Yes, this trial may be too heavy. Yes, to all of it. And I know that many of us are going through some situation and some problem where you do feel that way. You do feel like, why should I even try? Because nothing seems to be working, but actually everything is working for you, because things have to fall apart sometimes for them to be put together, because that's not how your life is supposed to be. Those people were supposed to backstab you. That situation, that relationship was not supposed to work out, because you are getting better, and the groundwork, the foundation is being laid just for you. So when I think about those things, that's the reason why I smile from day to day, because my road is being paved. And now it's up to me to walk it. Don't you think that's something to smile about? Because you have enough courage to see that you deserve better. Are you new in your relationship with yourself and being self aware? Having confidence and courage, believing in yourself, learning how to applaud yourself and to celebrate yourself through your trials, through your storms. Hmm. And I encourage myself all the time when I say to myself, see, other people want me to fall flat on my face, but I'm not going to give them that joy. I'm not going to give up. Giving up is not optional for me. And that immediately makes me smile. See, when you find your courage, when you find your strength, that's always something to smile about. Always. Because I'm telling you guys, it's not easy. It's not easy on a regular basis. It's not. When you got a lot of things going on in your life and you're just trying to make it from one moment to the next, trying to pay your bills from one month to the next, trying to cope with situations in your life that's heavy, it's hard, it's difficult, it's stressful. Yeah, you definitely deserve to smile. Smile because you are working hard. Smile because you could have given up and you didn't. It's all the more so the reason for you to smile. Don't walk around here angry. Don't walk around here listening to what other people have to say about you, especially to my content creators, about what other people have to say about you. You got to be firm in what you think about yourself. That's what matters. You have to have confidence. You got to believe in yourself, because if you let yourself get run over, or feel personally attacked because of every word that somebody tries to implant inside of you. Of course, you're going to be angry and lost and discouraged and feel hurt. You got to let things be what it is. You got to let it be white noise, you know, in the background. Don't let those things stay in your head and make you start thinking, oh, devaluing yourself. The person that you have to be is exactly the person that you are right now. And we're all going through seasons of learning and growing, personal growth and development. And I want to say to all of my GEMS family, I'm so proud of every single one of you. hmm I sure am. I'm proud of you, ladies. I'm proud of you, gentlemen. And I'm proud of myself. And that gives me a reason to smile. And just thinking that I am a role model to other people, that makes me smile every day, because I remember when I thought nothing of myself. I remember those days when I had no self esteem. I remember the days when I depended on other people for my worth. I only saw my worth if other people saw my worth. I only had worth if I had friends or I had people telling me stuff, or if I was in a relationship romantically, then that meant that I was valuable. But I smile now because I know the proper placements of life. First, in this life, you have to show up happy, whole, and at peace. And it means that you got to do some work on yourself. And that's the hard inner work, everybody. That's the hard work. It's not easy to say, you know what? I need to forgive this person or that person, or even yourself, because so often we'll be so tough on ourselves. I know I am. I'll be so tough on myself, judge myself, and you'll be willing to extend compassion, mercy to other people, but you also have to extend that same love to yourself. So, ladies and gentlemen, forgive yourself. Every time I forgive myself for something and I let it go, I give myself the permission to be happy one more day. I'm not talking about a month or a year, just for one more day. Every time I forgive myself and I let it go, I give myself the permission to just be me, knowing that I'm not perfect, that I don't always make the best decisions, and that's okay. But it's about learning and maturing and growing, and not beating yourself down. This life is difficult enough without we also judging ourselves, putting our own self down. So I say to all of my gems, hold your head up, everybody. This life is difficult enough, and we don't need more. You don't need more drama. You don't need more negativity. You don't need more judgments. So give yourself a break, gems. Give yourself a break, ladies and gentlemen, and don't let you stop yourself. I know what that feels like, to get in your own way. I know what it feels like to doubt yourself. I know what it feels like to feel incapable, maybe because of what other people have said and done and not supported you, talked about you, backstab you. It's hard to maintain a positive attitude. It's hard to smile when you feel in pieces. See, but one of the best things about life is sometimes you got to break down for you to realize that you are being taken advantage of. And yeah, that part may not make you smile, but that means that a person has revealed themselves to you. And what are you going to do about it? Every time when somebody has revealed themselves to me that they can't be trusted, that they don't deserve a place in my heart, that's always something to smile about, because that shows that I've been protected. That shows that It's time for me to close the door. And you know what happens when you close the door? What happens? You're leaving room for another door to open. It's all about your perspective and mindset towards everything in this life. If a door doesn't close, if you don't get backstabbed, like everything is a culmination. Everything is leading for you to be where you are today. Everything is leading to your elevation. If you believe that, and I believe that everything that has happened to me in the past is leading to who I am going to be in the future. That there's no mistakes. Those things happen for a reason. And yes, a lot of it hurts, but the ability to allow ourselves to get through it, not get over it, because there's some things that you never get over, but you learn with patience, with kindness, with self-respect, with where you're supposed to go. And I know that when you go through situations, when you deal with things, when you mature, when you heal, you give yourself the potential, the possibility to grow and to be able to teach to another person. You show other people by your wherewithal, by your courage in your day-to-day living that yes, yeah, I've been through that. And all of you ladies and gentlemen, we're all survivors. But how you survive is up to you. Are you going to survive with your head low, discouraged, or are you going to survive victoriously, knowing that I have hopes for my future? I have dreams. I have done some great things that I'm proud of myself. Everything is about your mindset. And if you allow your mind to go to the space where you're proud of yourself, not, I wish that would have never happened. You see how you're going to have two different existences. You make the choice every day you wake up to how you are going to choose to look at your life. Are you going to look down on your life, or are you going to look up? Say, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm strong. Some stages in our life, some seasons is for us to learn to not make that mistake ever again. Because sometimes we did things because of being gullible and not speaking up for ourselves, not paying attention to the red flags. And when you're in it, it doesn't feel good when things happen to us. That hurts. But the after effects, what did you grow into? How did you elevate? How was your glow up? Not grow up, your glow up. Were you able to shine brighter? Maybe where before you were dim? That always gives me something to smile about, because maybe before then you had zero self esteem, zero confidence. You didn't know anything about how to be a friend to yourself. You didn't even know what real love was. You didn't know how to do certain things. You didn't know how to multitask and to get things done, but now you do. See, that's something to smile about. See, it means that you're growing. And maybe the things that you allowed before, now your eyes are open. See, you've not allowed yourself to dim your light. You allow yourself to shine brightly and to discern. Yeah, discernment is a really big deal, everybody. When you discern someone has toxic energy, they're you ever been around people and you know it doesn't feel right when you're around them? See, that's something to smile about because you're able to discern and not put yourself in compromising situations. See, and I know from being there, always feeling that people were always what they say they were. And that's something to smile about because you don't fall for every monkey show. You don't allow people to use you as a puppet. That's something to smile about. Every bit of personal growth is something to smile about. Maybe before you would have just laid around all day, feeling sorry for yourself, crying all day. Maybe you were a person who used to just argue, and now you don't argue. Be like, I'm not going to argue with you. Keep your peace. You keep your peace. Every single time I maintain my peace. And it's not that peace is going to be because of other people. Having peace and maintaining it in your life is a part of who you are as an individual, who you are as a person. To be peaceable means, regardless of other people, you keep peace within yourself. It means you're not going to compromise. You're not going to force relationships. You're going to keep peace. You're going to maintain that. And that's always something that these days that I know how to smile about. Whereas before, if people didn't treat me right, I was I was upset, I'm angry, I'm in my feelings, rah, rah, rah. Always complaining, always arguing about something. They did this to me. But what's the point of that? It's very draining, it's very toxic. We can't do anything about others and what they choose to do, but we can always do something about ourselves and what we allow. See, that's where the light comes in, everybody. That's where the peace comes in. That's where the joy, that's how you overflow, is not allowing other people to get inside your head, not allowing people to sap your energy, not compromising your values, and knowing your worth. Every single one of us has value. Every single person has worth. But until you believe that and you behave in a manner that shows that you respect yourself, act in a manner where even when people do something evil, toxic, immature, you just say, okay, you go your way and I go mine. That's that's something that I know that I can smile about these days because I was not always in that space. I'll tell you before, I know that right now. I would allow people to make me so angry. My blood pressure would be through the roof. I used to make people have so much power over me. And now when I take my power back because I was reminded of my worth and my value from God. See, God empowers us, He strengthens us, He helps us, He heals us if you believe. See, if you believe that you are better, if you know who you are, if you know what you're capable of, then you just got to leave those other people behind. See, we can't make people love us and respect us and friend us, but what we can do is treat ourselves in the best way possible. We're not perfect. We all go through things. And I know that anybody who's listening right now, I know that you're going through something right now. Just like myself, I'm going through things as well. But it's how you show up. Yeah, you're going through something. Yeah, things are stressful. Yes, but then you have to do things for yourself so that you can show up with positivity, so that you can show up with peace, so that you can be reminded of your hopes. And that is what makes me smile. See, when I got introduced to having a friendship with myself, and it's something that is unmatched. You can have a whole bunch of people around you, but you can still be miserable because you have not done the inner work. Now, I'm not saying working on yourself is going to make you walk around with a smile on your face all the time, but when you know that you're doing the best that you can, you have a personal satisfaction. And that is something, it's unmatched. The peace is unmatched. The joy is unmatched when you allow yourself to say, I'm doing the best that I can and I'm proud of myself. There's nothing like that. That is, it doesn't have to be from outside. It's not outside validation. It's inner validation, and it's validation from above. That's really what counts. And the way you live your life, the way you treat other people, how you show up, what do you do with your life? See, I know that everything that I have been through in my life, I don't use it and feel sorry for myself. I don't use it and say pain and stuff. I flip it. I turn my pain into my power. And I talk about that on my other channel all the time on Marlene Motivates. I turn my pain into my power. And when I turn my pain into my power, I give myself the permission to use what hurt me to help, to heal other people. And every time I go live and I talk about something, a message, something to encourage, something to heal, I know that I help not only myself, but I help other people. And I take that responsibility very seriously. Every time I life coach, every time I give a motivational speech, every time I do a coaching session, every time I give to others, I know that I'm giving to myself. I'm lending to others because I know what it feels like. I never keep that too far from my mind when I felt like a speck of dirt on the ground. I never keep that too far from my mind. Remember when you felt like you were nothing, use that. Use that to reach somebody who feels like that now. And anybody who feels hopeless, I want to tell you that hope exists for you and for you to not give up. Never give up. To live your life in the best way possible, you have to stop expecting other people to fill up your cup. You have to stop it for people to be supportive. And while, yeah, while people should, but first you have to work on doing things for yourself, filling up your own cup, spending time with yourself, doing the things that is restorative and helpful and bring you peace and calm, serenity. That's the inner work that you have to do on a regular basis. And I don't know about you all because I don't know each of you individually, but one thing that I know is that when I have a really stressful day, the last thing that I can do is come straight home because what am I going to do? I'm going to take out that stress on the people that I love the most. So those are the times where I make sure that I'm going to go for a walk or I'm going to hit the gym or I'm just going to sit in peace and think and journal and write and do what I need to do and meditate and pray. But you have to find ways, you have to find measures to release your pain or your stress or you're going to keep that inside. And coming from that, from my childhood, I didn't know, I didn't learn, I wasn't around people who understood that. But you have to do something with your pain. And you can either do something negative with that pain or you can do something positive with it. And I've spent too many years doing negative things with my pain, feeling sorry for myself, low self esteem, feeling that the world hated me and nobody cared about me until I gave myself the permission to say, I don't want to be angry anymore. I want to be happy, but I don't know how. And I know that it was a mindset shift, and it is. You have to want your life to improve. You have to put in work into yourself. You have to show up every day and do things to bring light into your life. See, if you're listening to negative things on TV, social media, negativity, gossip, that's going to be a part of who you are. But when you shift your mind and you listen to positive things and you do positive things for yourself and you give to others, not with wanting to receive anything back, you just give with pure intentions, pure motives. You just want to help them and support. And that's one of the reasons why I have multiple platforms, and I give because I want to reach um, the masses. I want to reach somebody who needs to hear it, because I wish all those years ago I had somebody to say, you can relieve yourself from that pain, that there is hope, that you can smile, and you can get through things, not over it. You can get through it if you want to. Man, I would do anything to be able to go back in time and to have more years of peace and remove some of that pain. But it's okay, because that pain helps me to wake up every day with that positive focus, and allows me to smile, not just on the outside, not just as a facade, not as a like a plastic smile or be fake or any of that, but I smile because I smile from the inside. See, when people see you smile, they don't know what you have endured to get that smile on your face. Every day I wake up with the same problems, the same trials, the same traumas, but I choose to shift my mind and to say, I went through those things so I can be who I am today. I went through those things so that I could be used. I could be used for a purpose and a plan, that I could be a soothing balm to someone's heart, to give somebody hope and encouragement. And that always brings tears to my eyes, because we all deserve to have peace. And that is the reason why I smile. What about you all, Gems? What makes you smile? I smile because I remember the people who sacrificed so that I could be here. I smile because of the naysayers and the haters. Every time when people will think that you'll never make it, and I get up every day and I push through it, that's a reason to smile. When you have every reason to give up and you don't, you got every reason to smile. Keep your head up, everybody. I know that it's difficult. I know that it doesn't feel good, especially when you have to handle so many things, maybe on your own with humans, because other people, maybe relatives or people that you know of, it can be very difficult when you don't get the support that you want, the support that you expect, but you got to support yourself. And you have to find people who give to you in a pure way, you know, making sure you have people who support you emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and get active in doing things that makes you feel good about yourself, and stop waiting for other people to give you what you need. See, for me, it was in the action. That's how I shifted my life from being angry to being hopeful. I took my pain and I gave back. I took my pain and I put it right before God. I took all the possibilities, all the dreams, everything that I want in my life, and I remind myself of that. You can't get to where you want being angry and bitter and jealous and complaining about your life. You get to peace and happiness and joy in giving back, in encouraging yourself, and telling yourself, I'm still here. So because I'm still here, that means there's still hope for me. And there's still hope for you. Just some words of encouragement, everybody. I know that a life has many, many trials. I know there's many, many things that can get you discouraged, just like myself. There's many things that can get me discouraged if I let my mind go there and go down that rabbit hole of negativity. But how about you go upward. You empower yourself and say, I'm only going to read something. Anytime you feel discouraged, that's when you need to read something positive. You need to read something that inspires you, fortifies your mind, because in that negative state, you need something to shift your mindset immediately. You got to wake up your mind, because your mind is going to go all the way to the negative space, because that's usually the resting space. It's easy for us to complain about life, but it's a whole nother thing to shift our mind and say, I don't want to stay there. So the next time you're thinking something negatively, let yourself shift your mind to something positive. Think about the things that you do have, the people who actually pour into you and support you. Think about what you've overcome in the past and that you're still here. And put a smile on your face, knowing that you're worthy, knowing that you're here for a reason, knowing that it's about the future. It's not about the past. It's about the present and what you make it. So you're not going to make your life great sitting around feeling sorry for yourself. You got to get up and find some reasons for joy, giving back, doing things for yourself, you know, handling your business, taking care of what you need to. But don't sit on the sidelines and eat on the negativity, the people who are wicked, the ones that talk about you. You can't feed your mind on that. You got to feed your mind on positive things and encouraging things, and keep your head up, because you deserve to. And that's a reminder to every single one of you that you deserve to be happy. You deserve to have peace. And you are the only one that can let go of things instead of sitting and complaining about it. How about making your life great? How about seeing what you actually do have? Do you have can you see and think? Can you take care of yourself? Do you have a roof over your head and food to eat? Then you're doing way better than a lot of people. Just thinking about those things. Think about what you have and don't focus on what you don't have. That is the mindset that keeps you positive. Think about all the great things. Think about positive memories. Think about the things that you want to do in the future. That is what will shift your mind, keep a smile on your face, keep you positive, uplift your heart, because there's a lot of things that can crush you, stress you out, but you can't focus on those things. Focus on what you're capable of. Focus on what you can change. And what you can change is having a positive mindset, doing the best that you can, and loving yourself. Remember, friendship with yourself is so important. So be a friend to yourself and tell yourself today, I love myself. I'm capable and I am enough. Thank you all so much for tuning in to today's podcast discussion. I am Life with Marlene, your Florida vlogger, your life coach, motivational speaker. I really appreciate everybody's support. Shout out to my mods, shout out to the channel members, and to all of my gems, old and new. If you're new here and you enjoyed the content, feel free to subscribe. And I most definitely will tap in on tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.